Shalom, family. It's good to see everybody here. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Yes, we're going to talk about the vote. There's a lot of things going on when it comes down to voters in our community. They are scared. They are scared. The Democratic Party is. They have a lot of fear of not getting our vote, but then on the other hand, the Democratic Party are stupid. They're stupid because they see that their, grip on the Black community is waning. And you don't see them doing nothing. And the good example of that is Sheila Jackson Lee losing the mayoral race in Houston. She didn't do nothing different. She came out, danced with Black people, campaigned like she always campaigned before. And they got to realize the same old thing is just not going to work. It is not working for the Democratic Party anymore. You know, we want tangibles. We want results. How you doing, KD? And the thing is, they're not bringing anything. They're not even trying to step out here and say, okay, we need to turn this thing around. Turning it around with a bunch of empty words is not the answer. It is not the answer. And yeah, you're right, she brought HR 40 and then she delivered a fistful of nothing. She didn't even do, she didn't even get nothing finalized and sent to Congress or whatever they do for votes. But in my opinion, I don't believe they have to do all of that. So she didn't do anything different, and it's highly doubtful the Democratic Party are going to do anything. I was over on TikTok last night and I was looking at a video. It was a white liberal, and they were like, "You gotta vote for Joe Biden. You gotta vote. Trump is way worse than Joe Biden. Things are going to get really bad for you. Know how they always do that. Things are going to get really bad. It's going to be even worse for Black people. You know how they love saying that to us over every issue. Every single issue across the board is always going to be worse for us. I think it's time for us to tell y'all that mess don't scare us. It don't scare us. Let's see what. Uh, so that, it's finally time for us to stand up when they make those comments that it's even going to be worse for Black people. We need to just start telling them these things are not working anymore. Those scare tactics, the times of using scare tactics on us are over. It is just not going to work. But that's what this guy did. It was a white liberal male, and he was all on this video trying to tell us we need to be so scared of Donald Trump. Why? We've already went through 4 years of Donald Trump. Okay, we've already gone through that. So I don't know what's supposed to be any worse than what we have seen for 400 consistent years. What, you got more up your sleeve? And if it does get worse, then that means you've gone out of your way to make it worse for us. That's what that tells me. So let's get into it. Let's face it, neither Donald Trump or Joe Biden got an agenda for the Black community. Neither one do. I know a lot of people are flocking towards Donald Trump. Donald Trump has not given you any kind of agenda that he's going to work on for our community. He hasn't done nothing. He has not presented nothing. He is out there campaigning among his people. He's just not on the debate stage, but he's out campaigning. And when you look at his campaign stops, which you can pull up online, he's not talking about us at all. He's not. So just understand, you can vote for anybody you want, but Donald Trump don't have any real plan for us. When he's out there on the campaign trail and you listen to his speeches, he's only appealing to his own base. And that's it. He's not appealing to anyone else. So let's get into this. All right. Share my screen again. Please give me a 1 if you can see the screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you, Anika. Look, everybody, the bottom line, one thing I can say that I like seeing, I like the fact that we are focused on ourselves. And it's something I did not think I would see ever. We have been so split and divided in this country. It's not even funny. But now I'm starting to see all kinds of signs that we're finally coming together, and we're not putting everybody else's problems ahead of ours. I watched a video last night, and you had a handful of our people supporting Palestine, but you still had a lot of our people saying, I don't think we need to be involved. I don't think we need to, you know, side with anybody in this whole thing. We need to attend to ourselves. And we're finally doing that. Boy, they are having a meltdown. It's because in the past we were easy to manipulate. We were, but we're not quite as easy to manipulate anymore. Those times are now behind us. And looking ahead, we are now like, well, no, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got our own set of problems. We cannot be dealing with yours too. And I'm glad we're finally getting to that point. Finally. So let's get into this story. So, 1 in 5 Black voters want someone other than Biden, Trump on the ballot. Our people are speaking out. Now, yeah, we got some going strong for Biden, some are strong for Trump. And some of our people are speaking out saying, nah, you know, we are always told, oh, the less of two evils. And my thing is, why vote for any evil? We should not be considering any evil at this point. So, 1 in every 5 Black Americans said they would rather vote for someone other than President Joe Biden or former President Donald Trump, according to a recent Gen Forward poll, which focused on young voters and voters of color. So the survey also showed 17% of Black voters would choose Donald Trump, while 63% said they would vote for Joe Biden. But only 3/4 of the respondents said if they would vote at all, they would probably vote for no one. The numbers show a rise in Black voters choosing Donald Trump in the polls. Now, if you remember during the 2020, well, not the 2020, the 2016 election, 8% voted for the former president. All right. In 2020. So now it's up to 17%. So more people would be inclined to vote for Donald Trump. But at the ballot during the 2020 election, Joe Biden got 91% of the vote in our community. The numbers from Gen Forward poll shows a significant shift in those numbers. It is possible that we've seen it before, that a higher number, in particular Black men, because of the kind of hyper masculinity of Donald Trump, would vote for Trump again. But, many are still looking at the third party voters, voting third party and not Democrat or Republican. So you have a group that said they would look at third party. But the bottom line is, what I like in the whole thing is the Democratic Party no longer have the Black community's vote in the bag like they used to. You don't be surprised, because Roland Martin, all he want to do is cuss Black people out because they won't vote Democrat. You know, when that man do that, we should be canceling him. Seriously, when Roland Martin comes out trying to cuss somebody out because they won't vote Democrat, we don't embrace Kamala, we don't like Biden. When he start doing that, he should be canceled for real. You saw how mainstream news canceled his butt. We should be canceling him on social media. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad, and I hope we continue to prioritize ourselves, prioritize our agenda and the things that we want to do above all else. And this is the way it's been for other groups. They're just not used to us doing it. And thank you, Quantum Solace, for becoming a new channel member. So, they're just not used to us doing it, and they have a problem when we focus on ourselves. Well, that is just too bad and unfortunate. At this point, we don't have a choice but to focus on ourselves, because nobody else is going to do it. And you see, politically, they're not thinking about us. The Democrats are not talking about the agenda we want, what we say, reparations. We want a crime bill. We want them to do something about qualified immunity. You don't hear either side talking about it. So even if you want to cross over to Republican, tread lightly, because they're not talking about our issues either. That's all I'm saying. until either side speak on our agenda, then yeah, and we want to see action behind the words. We don't just want to hear hollow words. We want action behind the words. Don't just get in front of us and say reparations and you know your intentions are to do nothing. So, no, you got a whole year. The Democratic Party got an entire year to do something for us. If we get up to election day and you still didn't do nothing, then hey, you get what you get. You get what you get, Democratic Party. You saw what happened to Sheila Jackson Lee. She went down in flames in Houston. Somebody that should not have beat her. So there you go. That's a precursor to what's going to happen in November. Because if y'all don't get with the game and get with the program on our agenda, then you can expect Joe Biden to be a one-term president. That's exactly what he's going to be. So, y'all, that's all I have on this subject matter. Come back because I have a live stream coming up on Hannah Payne. I'll have True Royal on my panel because, number one, she knows a lot about the case. She has been following the case for 4 straight years. So I'm going to have her on and we're going to go over the verdict and everything that happened in court yesterday to Hannah Payne. She won't get sentenced. We won't know how long she's going to be in prison until Friday. But we do know what the verdict is, and she was guilty on all counts. And I'm going to break down each count that she was guilty on during that upcoming live stream. So, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And we'll certainly be doing this again. I hope to see each and every one of you at 4 o'clock today. Shalom, family.